here in the Atlanta market, one of the most common questions I get from buyers is, how are we going to structure this offer? So I came up with the ultimate offer, right? The ultimate offer for any market. And we're going to talk about the ultimate offer and then how we drift from the ultimate offer depending on your needs as the buyer, right? And some solutions for drift, so as we drift away from the ultimate offer, where do we drift and how do we solve for that when making an offer? So the ultimate offer, it's a cash offer, right? We see the number of cash offers have more than doubled over the past couple of years, 2021 to 2022. But again, in any market, cash is still king. No due diligence or inspection period. Doesn't mean you're not going to do some inspections. It just means you are not protecting yourself with the due diligence or inspection, basically contingency that says that should these things not pan out, you get your earnest money back. So your earnest money is not protected there. Obviously makes the seller feel more comfortable and you may be less comfortable. No financing or appraisal contingency. So your finance contingency says if I don't get the financing, right? So let's say you didn't offer cash, but if you don't get the financing, you get your earnest money back. Appraisal contingency basically says if the home doesn't appraise and you can't come to terms with the seller, you would get your earnest money back. So if you were to put 0 days financing, 0 days appraisal contingency, that leaves your earnest money unprotected. So if you don't have any contingencies and then you add high earnest money to that, right? Obviously, seller's more inclined to accept your offer. Offering a quick close is right for most sellers, okay? Especially when you combine that with allowing them to carry over in the home until they're ready to leave. So we'll close in 3 weeks and you can stay for another 2 or 3 weeks to get packed up, or another month, right? It's not uncommon in the 2021-22 market that we see homeowners selling but having that need of carrying over before they need to be to their next spot for as long as a month, sometimes a little longer. No special steps, so completely clean offer. There's no strings attached. You're not asking for a home warranty and for them to pay for it. You're not asking for any seller paid closing costs, anything like that. So let's say you can't make the ultimate offer, right? Not all of us have cash sitting in our pocket ready to buy a $700,000 home. So what do we do about that? So you need to use financing instead of cash would be some drift, right? And then in the area of financing, you have conventional financing, FHA, and conventional, right? And VA. So conventional financing, you could still zero out the appraisal contingency. However, FHA, VA, the appraisal is built in, and in fact, they have as long as almost closing to complete and get us back the results. So what else do we drift on? You do want a due diligence period that allows you to back out for any reason here in Georgia. That's what due diligence for. Or you elect to have an inspection period. You want 5 days to inspect the home. You want to reserve the right to negotiate the results of that inspection should anything come up that is not great, right? And you want to keep your earnest money protected is what you're doing there. I reviewed conventional FHA and VA loans. The big thing is FHA and VA require the appraisal, can't drop that. So you still have that in there. What about lower earnest money? Okay, so in Georgia, the only recourse that a seller has when you default on the contract is to keep your earnest money, right? I mean, that's written into the contract that's their automatic recourse, and that basically upon signing it, they're agreeing to that. So at least as of now. But your lower earnest money means they don't get as much should you default. No option money, right? You elect to ask for due diligence, but not provide any option money, and we'll discuss what that is. in the next slide. Longer closing, okay? So you don't have all your ducks in a row, then you need 45 days to close, or you're shopping around 60 days out, and they're going to be off the market for quite a long time and taking the risk that you may default at some point. You don't allow any owner carryover, so you're able to close in 28 days, but you need in, right? And maybe that doesn't work for them. And then there's any number of special stipulations you might ask for, but basically your special stips are asking them to pay for some things that really are the buyer's responsibility. You're asking them to do your homework for you, things like that, right? So what do we do to solve some of these headwinds? So we just don't have cash. We need the financing. FHA or VA is the best path for us, right? We're just of the temperament that we want due diligence or at least an inspection period. So what can we do about that? So as far as financing goes, to be competitive against cash, you could offer a higher price, right? That's one of the solutions for it, and probably one of the main solutions. I listed my home for $500 and I get a cash offer for $500. How much higher do you have to go over $500 to entice me away from the cash into your financing, right? Cash can close in 2 weeks. Maybe I don't need to be out that quick, and I'm readily available to wait 30 days. However, because of the added risk, I expect a premium. That's going to change, though. The purchase price, that homeowner is looking for might change homeowner, but certainly there is some general guidelines that I can help you with to give you an idea of what kind of purchase price you need to make in your offer in order to entice somebody away from a high cash offer environment. Like right now, where we have a high percentage of offers coming in cash, we've got a hedge that there might be a cash offer on the table. You want an inspection. Again, it's just your conservative nature. Nothing wrong with that. We all have different temperaments. So what about offering them option money, where you are paying them a kind of a daily amount of money to be off the market? $250 a day. Give me 4 days to do my due diligence or my inspections. We'll have it all wrapped up. Here's $1,000, completely non-refundable to me. You need the appraisal because the financing requires it, or because, again, due to your conservative nature, you'd prefer not to put your earnest money at risk. So you could offer the seller a specific gap, so some reassurance. So you know how much cash you have on hand. You offer $20,000 against the low appraisal. So basically you're letting them know right up front, hey, I'm offering you $520. You asked $500. I'll offer you $20,000 up front. If the home only appraises for $500, I'll give you the $20. If it appraises for $480, we need to revisit that, right? You're still guaranteeing the $20. So if it appraises for $480, you're guaranteeing them $5, but you offered $520, so they still may want to talk about it, but it is more reassuring to them. You could offer higher earnest money as well, right, to show them how serious you are. You can stick with the short closing. Again, that's part of the ultimate offer that may cause you to hustle a little bit, but again, it shows the right kind of intent that the seller's looking for. You could still allow the reasonable carryover, so I'm willing to close with you fast and let you stay and get packed. And then again, keeping, like the ultimate offer, keeping your special stips minimum or none at all, especially if you were going to ask for money, something that costs, or if you were inclined to ask them to do some homework. What would that be? Something like, provide us all this information about the HOA so we don't have to do it, right? You should have it anyway, but a lot of sellers don't, and they have to go get it for us. In competitive, you want to, make a competitive offer. You're not going to ask the homeowner to do a whole bunch of your homework or pay for any of your stuff. So I hope that helped. As far as specifics on price, case by case basis, neighborhoods change, and there's different premiums There's neighborhoods around Alpharetta that are going for about 120% of list price. There's others going for 99 to 101% of list price. That's where working with an experienced real estate agent is going to come into play, as well as, you know, the relationships with other agents and being able to make that phone call and find out a little bit of extra information that could really help you out and make the difference in the end. So again, Hutch Marone, your real estate agent here in the Atlanta market, would love to work with you and answer any of your questions. Please feel free to give me a call, 678-551-4721. DM me, message me, I'm readily available to you.